Hey guys, welcome to my lure tips video. This is Trololured. So in this first clip I'm playing right now, these guys tried to lure me basically. The loot is pretty bad as you'll see, but anti-luring is always fun. A lot of really bad lures have been luring it lately, so I almost would recommend you guys don't start luring because a lot of you guys who try to lure and don't really know what you're doing, honestly, that just kind of makes everybody more aware of luring and really just makes lures harder to fall for everyone, which kind of bums me out. But I know just tons of you guys really think luring is really fun, and it is probably in my opinion, it's the most fun thing on this game, which is the main reason I do it. But anyways, I'm going to explain what these guys did wrong. So first of all, these guys really rushed things way too much. The guy, basically what happened is this guy comes up to me and says, hey, my lure partner backstabbed me, I'm looking for a new lure partner, which really isn't that bad of a method. There are a lot of flaws I could easily see right off the bat, but I just was acting like a complete dumbass, obviously, since I was anti-luring. I was like, oh, cool. And he instantly said, alright, I've got somebody who we can lure, come with me to Clan Wars. So, he just rushed it a little bit, and that is what made it less convincing. You do need it to be convincing at some point. My lure honestly isn't completely convincing, but at one point it just gets people really good, and if you just have something convincing, then that will get people. As long as you're confident in what you're talking about and have something that just people can trust and just doesn't seem sketchy, that's what will get you lures. Also, another problem is the killer was horrible. He was using Ice Burst. If you guys have Ice Burst, then just don't lure. At least get Ice Blitz, if not Barrage. And also, fourth and finally, it was just poor acting. The guy really didn't make any kind of connection to me. He really just didn't make it convincing, like I said before. And his assistant, who was the so-called lure bait, was also pretty bad at acting. Anyways, now I'm going to talk about tips that I have. Sorry that these are pretty vague, you guys. I'm not going to give you specific tips, but I am going to give like little examples. And if you have any questions about stuff, then you can either send me a message on YouTube or leave a comment on this video, and I'll be happy to give you guys some tips. So my first tip is to just take things slow. I'm not saying you should make it slower than it needs to be, but don't rush people. Like, for example, in this lure, he says, hey, can you help me lure something? He could have like waited a few minutes before the guy joined his friend's chat, or been like, hold on, let me find somebody, or like been like, hey dude, can you help me find someone, PM me the names, or something like that, just to make it more convincing. Yeah, just like, well, I guess that's just another point right there. Make it believable. For example, while I was doing this, I knew that these guys weren't very good at luring, and I could do just about anything I wanted. I said, in front of the so-called victim, I said something like, yeah, I'm a lurer to somebody else at Clan Wars, because they were like, oh, Melvin's getting lured, and I was like, no man, I'm a lurer. And the kid who was the so-called, victim was there watching. And he could have said something like, what the fuck, I'm getting lured, or something, just to make it more convincing. But he just sat there like, what's going on, and just seemed a little too dumb, and that really made it not very convincing. Also, what I did to make my lure better is just make changes as needed. It's kind of hard to know when and where, but just kind of think about it a bit, and just see like what points of your lure is where people go, this is the lure, I don't believe you guys, and just see what you can do to prevent that. For example, this guy, he could have been like, so have you ever lured before? Do you have any experience PKing? just had made small conversation with me before we did the lure, just to make me kind of gain his trust. This is also known as social engineering. I think some people take social engineering a little too seriously, but it is something cool to look into. There's some interesting videos about it if you just type in social engineering, and don't think that you're like the best social engineer in the world if you can lure people, but it is kind of fun sometimes to be able to scam people like that. And really, it's pretty surprising what social engineering can do to trick people. Anyways, that wraps up this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Also, I got a lot of comments on my last video saying you guys do want a real life video. I will make one soon. And also, I did make a fun little lure method. I won't say that I made it up, but I do have a very good method to talk through it, and it's pretty good actually. You do not need a partner, and yeah, it's pretty funny too. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace.